Recently, I asked one of my close friends, who is now in active search for a girlfriend or a fling or whatever kind of relationship indeed he can find. I asked him, have you tried approaching girls in public? Because, well, I'm sure you sometimes see women that you might like on the streets, in the park, in the cafe. And he looked at me like this. What? In the streets? No way! So that was totally straightforwardly rejected by him. Then I decided to ask another guy the same question. I asked him, if you would be single in active search, would you even consider approaching women in public? And he was like, in public? No. But I wouldn't mind if they approached me. So that got me thinking, why is such a not hostile perception of approaching women in the street, but at least seems like a lot of people think it's at least weird. So I decided to jump in the Reddit and check what is the mainstream opinion about this nowadays. And looks like not only the mainstream opinion is that it's weird, but that it's straightforwardly creepy. There are a lot of people who think approaching girls and, well, probably guys as well, I imagine, in public is creepy. And that is a very interesting topic because everything that involves very complex social dynamics and interesting psychological mechanisms behind it is picking up my interest. So I decided I'm gonna make a video about this topic because apparently my view on this is not exactly aligned with the mainstream view. Well, at least mainstream view from Reddit, which I'm not sure how common is this in real life. I guess in each country it's a little bit different. I will be waiting for your opinions. And me, as someone who throughout her life experienced, well, enough of approaches, I think I can say something that could be interesting for you and, well, just share my thoughts about it. And of course, we'll be looking to hear yours. To my surprise, I found some opinions that not only were stating that approaching women in public is creepy, but that were saying that even smiling at them is creepy. For example, smiling at strangers is nice. Doing it only at girls with the intention of approaching them is creepy. It's the intention that makes the difference. And we can tell. Well, I guess this girl means we girls. She thinks that if we see a guy smiling at us with the intention of approach, then boom, boom, that's it. He's dead for us because it's so creepy. When I first read this comment, I was like, what the fuck, really? First of all, I don't know, probably this girl thinks that she's a telepath or something, so by just seeing a smile, she can tell if this is one is with intention to approach or not. So if she detects intention to approach in this smile, she will label it as creepy. Well, I'm not as advanced as this person. I cannot infer intentions behind the smile. All I can see is a smile, nice smile, soft smile, friendly, or whatever else. That's all I can see. And note, I don't really think that smiling at girls or at boys is creepy, even if it's with the intention to approach, possibly, because I don't see anything super criminal in this at all. And the only kind of smiles that are really creepy is smiles that depicted in a lot of horror movies when they try to represent psychopaths smiling. You know, it's like smiling, imagining all of the horrible things that he is about to do with your corpse. And I mean, usually we don't see these kind of smiles among strangers. So yeah, that comment kind of shocked me a little bit. Another quite interesting comment in the discussion section about the same topic, approaching women in public, and this is a woman who is speaking. So, I hate it so much, especially when they try to guide it as harmless conversation. State what you really want, leave me space to say no, and kindly fuck off. Alright. I like especially this part. Especially when they try to guide it as a harmless conversation. Those motherfucking bastards approaching women in public and try to do it as just a harmless conversation. What the fuck? They are absolutely shameless. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. My question is, you don't like that they try to start it as a harmless conversation, and how exactly they have to start it? Like, if they want to approach a woman on the street, from the point of view of this woman, they shouldn't try to be normal and talk about whatever. They should just approach and say, girl, I find you sexually attractive and I'm thinking maybe I want to fuck you, and I thought maybe you will let me. So, how it is going? Are you into me? Or if a guy is very romantic, he would say, girl, I saw you and I was thinking maybe you are my soulmate and we are destined to one another, and let's spend the rest of our lives together. Girl, what the fuck are you offering them to do? Just state exactly what they have in the mind? You don't want the normal conversation that you think they try to hide their intentions? Like, what the actual fuck? I don't know. So that is the first point. You really don't want them to start speaking what exactly is in their mind. It's unnecessary. Imagine just we would start speaking our minds with all the people around us, at work, in the family, with friends. Well, I mean, we wouldn't survive this world in a couple of days. And another thing that she's doing in this comment is basically criminalizing romantic or even sexual intent, because I personally don't see anything inherently wrong with just wanting maybe to check if there is a potential for romantic relationship with this girl or woman, or potential just for a sexual relationship. There is nothing, like, it's nothing criminal about this, unless you are crossing the personal limits of another person and start imposing your thinking, your desires on someone who gave you to understand that they are not interested. But we are not talking about this, we are talking just about a guy and man trying to approach and to check if there any possibility, maybe not, definitely not with this woman, but with other, maybe yes. What's so inherently bad about this? Also, this girl is criminalizing just normal conversational talks. Like, what's so bad about it? And even if the guy at first had some probably deeper interest than just talking about the weather or about, I don't know, your shoes or something, it doesn't mean that if he came to you and start kind of conversations that he definitely already want to fuck you for sure, or to marry you, or whatever. That is your fantasies. Maybe he will start talking to you and will understand, like, we're indeed not vibing together very much, and yeah, I thought the girl looked interesting, but it's not exactly my type of person, so you just have a small talk and you go separate ways. So it's like assuming a lot. And of course, the more women like that we have, the more this point of view getting popularized, that thinking about approaching another human being in public is very, very horrible and almost criminal offense thing. Then we have comments like the next one. Next comment is from a guy. Indeed, I think it was not even a comment, it was a post. So, I have found online dating completely hopeless. To be honest, I'd rather meet someone in person anyways. But I feel like I've been conditioned to feel creepy or weird for approaching a girl I like in public. Whether it be from the girl I approach or from people watching nearby, I can't help but feel like a creep. Is this in my head or a common feeling a lot of us have? I understand why this guy feeling this way, because basically our modern society is actively pathologizing intent of human connection that are outside of the typical infrastructures for that are, I don't know, dating apps or something else, and genuine intents to try to get to know someone out of the blue in the real world, they are seen like, damn, that is so weird and even creepy. So what do I think about approaching women in public? Is this weird, creepy, or great? Well, I will tell one thing, first of all, that I'm talking about approaching women in public by men, but it's only because it's the most mainstream dynamic, it's the most typical thing. But my opinion will be equally applied to women approaching men, and men approaching men, and women approaching women, whatever you want. It's just the example that I will use is the most typical one. So I see the approaching women in public by men not as something inherently bad or creepy or weird. Definitely it's less common nowadays, but I see this as an intent to check for a possibility for a connection by men who are actively searching for a girlfriend or for a connection or for a fling, depends on a guy. So they just look around, and if they see a girl, a woman who is kind of their type, seem attractive, seem open, they just try to approach to check, is there a possibility of connection or not? It's not like they approach with a direct, clean idea, yes, I'm gonna fuck her, or yes, I'm gonna be friend with her, or yes, I'm gonna marry her. Of course not. Finally, it's just check-in, and I don't see anything inherently wrong with this or creepy. On the contrary, I see it quite a brave act because it implies your vulnerability. It implies risks of rejection, or that this woman can be even rude to you and make you feel kind of shitty for a while. So there is definitely some courage in this, and it can be a really beautiful thing to check. Why not? But of course, there are variants of approaching women in public that become really creepy. And I'm going to specify right now when it is truly creepy and what you should avoid. So, when approaching women in public becomes truly creepy. And I guess the first thing that I want to tell you guys, I believe that most of my audience don't even need this to hear because they know it, but just in case. Catcalling is not approaching women in public. Catcalling is basically a behavior of a monkey. So it will be perceived exactly like that. Maybe there are very little percentage of women who might like it, but don't count on it, alright? So shouting weird things to a woman, like a great ass, do some whistles, things like that, is not cool. Okay, so we're done with this one. Now back to the approaching women. When it's becoming creepy. Well, if you are being very pushy, if you are being rude or uneducated and start making inappropriate comments or very sexualized compliments, all of this is what making an approach to a woman that potentially could be something nice, it's making it creepy as fuck. But how you can solve it, basically, if you are the type of guy who can even think of behaving this way, probably you shouldn't approach women in public. So, but if you are normal, someone with at least moderate understanding of how to talk to women, how to behave, I guess you will be fine. So you won't be this pushy, creepy bastard. So don't be pushy. Which leads us to a third point. When it's becoming creepy, it's when you can't read the body language. Well, I'm saying body language, but it's also in her words, in her looks, in everything. So it's fine to approach, it's fine to test, it's fine to offer your attention, but if you approach her and you feel that she is not really interested, she is trying to like distance herself physically from you, she's avoiding looking at you, and she's replying very shortly, that's it, you got your information. You checked, there is no mutuality, nothing like what you hoped for. Go back, that's fine, you will get many more options. So, but if you, someone who has a very fragile ego, you cannot accept no as an answer, and you try to still somehow push these boundaries, still somehow to convince her to have a coffee or whatever, that's becoming creepy. So just be normal. You see the nice girl, approach her, no problems. But as soon as you see like, she's not receptive, get the fuck off, that's fine. And the last one, almost forgot. Please, please, don't follow women during several blocks. That is really creepy. I mean, you see her, she's walking, it's okay to follow her just a little bit, but try to reach her and then have a conversation and keep on with her or go away. But don't follow her for an extended period of time. That's horrible. That really makes us think that this one, he probably wanna kill me. So don't do that. And I want to finish by talking a little bit about approaching women in non-dating apps, because apparently from the discussions I have checked on Reddit, this also considered to be creepy by a lot of people. And I even saw a comment that were saying that approaching women in, I think it was about Instagram, is creepy. It's like offering a date to a woman at her workplace. I don't know, that is really made me think that is something getting super wrong with people who are so much into the internet that any connections that are a little bit out of the typical thing that you are always do in each social media, like in Instagram you're supposed to only check pictures, in Reddit you're supposed to only check opinions of people on the topic you like, and then on dating app you're supposed to flirt, and then on the streets you're supposed to just walk and don't do anything else. There is something wrong with the society, or I don't know, or maybe it's just me being weird and not normal, which is, yeah, I guess I am not really normal. But how you can compare sending a DM to a girl that you find attractive, interesting or whatever, with offering a date to a woman at her workplace? I don't know. I don't know what kind of Instagram you guys having or other girls are having, but I have Instagram where all of the DMs that are not from people whom I'm following, they are under the category of requests or something like this. I'm not even checking it regularly. I might check in once every few weeks. And if I see something interesting, I just open and read. If I don't like it, I just block and forget. And sometimes I can reply to a random person who writes me because it picks up my interest. And then I see like, but that is a weird guy. So I stop replying. That's it. That's the maximum of my energy that it requires. So the kind of implying of other people that it's so creepy, so horrible. But what exactly? I mean, the girl is not even obligated to check this request section. If she wants only to communicate with her circle of friends, that's how Instagram is designed. You see the notifications from them, first of all. So if you are not into that, you can never check even the requests. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being weird, but I don't see a big problem in this regard. And I don't know what is so wrong with this. You find an account of person that you find interesting, no matter if it's a girl or a boy or whoever, and you decide to, again, check for a connection. Right, maybe they can be interested in me, maybe we can chat, maybe something else, maybe something more will grow of this, or maybe not. That's it, you just send a fucking DM. I don't know, why is this creepy? So, but yeah, of course, as with everything, there are moments when it's becoming creepy. When, well, I mean, this is clear examples. When you send your dick pics to the DM or really inappropriate messages, then it's creepy. But again, it's me. I just see that and what? I just remove, block, and that's it. I'm not traumatized. But I can imagine there are women who can be kind of traumatized by that. So this shit, please don't do. But if it's just some genuine checking for if there is a possibility to chat with this person, to maybe have something more developed, like, what's the problem? Well, I might not know many things because apparently some women really unhappy with this. I don't know, 5% of women who are watching me, please, can you tell me your opinion about this? I know it's very few of you in my channel, but I'm very curious. Oh, and there was another quite interesting comment regarding reaching women outside of dating apps. So here it is. Insta might work, but it's the same deal with dating apps. Everyone fucking DMs them. I mean, girls, I imagine. Instead, get them from your classes, hobbies, anywhere in real life. Well, I mean, that's a good idea. Where they don't expect to be picked up because you look like every other guy that tries to get at them and who puts them on a pedestal from DMing them. Yeah, this phrase, that what's got me. Put them on a pedestal from DMing them. How the fuck you put someone on a pedestal by just DMing them? That's some serious mindfuckery going on in the brain of this guy. So what you do when you DM someone? You are not putting anyone on pedestal. What you do is just showing your interest. Yes, there is some vulnerability in this. Yes, there are some risks. Well, nothing beautiful in life is coming with absolutely zero risks. Almost never. So, yeah, you show your interest. It's a beautiful thing. And second, what you do is just you checking if there is possibility of connection. That's it. That's all. That's all you do when you DMing someone. You're not putting anyone on a pedestal. Maybe this girl will reply you in such a way that you will see, oh, Jesus, and I thought she's interesting. So what kind of BS is that? Alright guys, I'm gonna finish here and I will be looking for your comments under this video and I'll see you soon.